On an intercity bus starting from Pohang Bus Terminal, we spent a few hours on winding mountain roads and passing through small villages we typically would never hear about until we finally arrived at our next destination, Andong. Located a couple hours north of Daegu, Andong is a city a bit off the beaten path for many people wishing to visit South Korea, but is home to the vibrant Hahoe folk village. Hahoe was established by the Pungsan-ryu clan in 1392. Its name means water swirling and is derived from the surrounding Nakdong River, to which Hahoe finds itself nestled neatly in the river's yin-yang S-curve, like a lotus floating on water. Although Hahoe is said to have been previously host to the Gimhae-ho and Gwangju-on clans in the mid-Goryeo dynasty, as a home for the Pungsan-ryu clan, it has produced distinguished figures such as Ryu Jungyong, Ryu Eun-yong, and Ryu Song-yong. The village is divided into Bukchon, North Village, and Namchon, South Village. During the Joseon era, Yangban elites would live in larger residences with roof tiles, whilst commoners and servants would live in smaller houses with thatched or tiled roofs. As of 2016, there were a total of 150 households residing in 127 houses within the village. 11 of these houses were designated as treasures, or national folklore cultural heritage. Furthermore, Hahoe boasts many ancient cultural assets, but is most famous for its Hahoe Pyeolshingu Talori, or mask dance drama of Hahoe, which was designated as a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2022. After taking the public bus out to Hahoe Village, we arrived just in time to have an early lunch and beat the crowds. There are many restaurants to choose from right before you buy your tickets to enter Hahoe, and most of them offer a similar menu. We settled inside and ordered Andong's famous dish, Andong Jimdok. Andong Jimdok is a steamed or boiled chicken dish made with various vegetables marinated in kanjang, Korean soy sauce, that originated in Andong. Some theorize that it was a dish made on special occasions for the rich during the Joseon era. Others claim it gained its fame during the 1980s at the dakgolmok, or chicken alley, where restaurants would make a dish with ingredients that the regulars often asked for, and possibly as a way to ensure their survival amongst the rising popularity of Western fried chicken shops. We took our time enjoying our lunch and recovering from the long trip to Hahoe. After our meal, we left the restaurant to buy our tickets into Hahoe and wait for the shuttle bus to take us to the entrance. The shuttle bus comes in 10-minute intervals and is about a 2-minute ride to the start of the village. It costs nothing extra to take the shuttle as they check your visitor tickets before boarding. Hahoe also offers tours in various languages for visitors to take advantage of, but we chose to explore the village on our own first, much like we did at Yangdong. We soon boarded the shuttle bus and quickly began our exploration of Hahoe Village, after a quick stop for some omija iced tea.
Okay guys, so which places are you looking most forward to?
I think for me, I'm looking most forward to the Samshindang Shinmuk, the 600-year-old tree.
For me, the pine forest.
For me, it will be the memorial of the sweet day of Queen Elizabeth. It will be interesting.
The first house we visited was Yeomingdang, a Namchon house built in the 21st century of King Jeongjong's reign.
So currently we're at the Yeomingdang, also known as Namcheon-dek, which means that we're in the southern village area of Hahoe village, and this building was built by Ryu Chimo. And actually there was a fire in 1954, so the sarangche, or the men's quarter, was burned down, but it has now been restored.
The gate quarters feature a raised main gate, and the decorative brick wall around the building uses roof tiles to create a lattice-like grille pattern with the hanza for happiness and longevity incorporated into the design. With the sun beating down on us and little shade to find here, we soon moved on to our next location. Our next stop was Hwagyongdang, the Bukchon house.
So this is Hwagyongdang, also known as Bukchon-dek. So now we're in the northern part of the village, and this building was built in 1797. Hwagyongdang means to serve parents with harmony and to serve the king with respect.
While originally constructed in the reigns of Kings Jongjo and Sungjo by Ryu Sakshun, the Angche, main Sarangche, Daemunganche, and Sadang were built in 1862 by his great-grandson Ryu Do-sung, leaving the house in its present form. The house is a typical Yangban house with the aforementioned components, and is the largest residence in Hahoe. Next, we headed over to Yangjindang, the head house of the Pungsan-ryu clan. The plaque reading Ipamkotek refers to Ryu Jungyong, the father of Ryu Eun-yong and Ryu Song-yong, whose pen name was Ipam. However, the name Yangjindang comes from the pen name of Ryu Yonggong, the 6th generation descendant of Ryu Eunyoung, but the house is often referred to as Ipangkotek. The house is said to have been built by Ryu Donghae, a royal secretary and the founder of the Pungsan-Ryu clan's Hahoe village branch, when he migrated here in the 13th century. Yangjindang blends Koryo dynasty architectural style in the Sarangje and Joseon-style architecture in the Angje. This is said to be because parts of the house were destroyed during the Japanese invasion of 1592, or the Imjin War, and reconstructed during the 17th century. Just across from Yangjindang stands Chunghyodang. In front of Chunghyodang is a small garden area that provides a wonderful view and a Korean fir tree planted by Queen Elizabeth II. It was a great spot for us to catch our breaths and try to cool down. Chunghyodang is the Jongtaek, or head house of Ryu Songyong, posthumously referred to as Lord of Loyal Devotion, and who served as chief state counselor during the Japanese invasion of 1592. The name Chunghyodang means a house of loyalty and filial piety, which came from Ryu Songyong's teachings that encouraged loyalty to one's king and filial piety to one's parents. The current Chunghyodang was built after his death by some of his disciples and his eldest grandson, Ryu Wonji. Later expanded, the complex consists of 52 rooms divided amongst the Daemunganche, Sarangche, Anche, and Sadang, and now stands as a representative example of a mid-Joseon period Yangban elite residence. We later wandered down to Chunghyodang's separate pavilion, Yeongmogak Exhibit Hall, which houses Ryu Songyong's valuable writings and personal relics. The pavilion first opened in June 1966, but reconstructed in what would become its present-day form in June 1977. Its name, Yeongmogak, comes from Yongmoro, a genealogical record of the Pungsan-Ryu clan compiled by Ryu Songyong himself. Yongmo means to long for and cherish with enduring affection, and the calligraphy on the pavilion's name plaque was written by former President Park Chung-hee. The museum pavilion housed Ryu Songyong's records on the Imjin War, various official government documents, family records, and national treasures including Ryu Songyong's Jingbirok. After visiting a few houses and the exhibit hall, we slowly made our way through the winding village and along the riverside path. Eventually, we came to the folk play yard with swings just outside Mansongjong Forest. Designated as a natural monument on November 27, 2006, Mansongjong is a pine forest in the northwestern riverside of Hahoe Village. Ryu Eunyoung, elder brother of Ryu Songyong, planted 10,000 pine trees here to soften the harsh energy emanating from Puyongdae Cliff and to combat cold winds from the northwest. This is where the forest gets its name, Mansongjong, meaning Pavilion of 10,000 Pines. Afterwards, we made our way up to Wonji Dongsa, a study built by Ryu Songyong in 1576 during a brief interim from his government work. Located in the northern side of Hahoe, it provides a wonderful view of Mansongjong Forest and is said to be where Ryu Songyong spent his retirement. The last building we chose to see at Hahoe Village for the day was the Queen Elizabeth II Exhibition Hall. A separate building not too far from Wonji Dongsa, the Queen Elizabeth II Exhibition Hall commemorates Queen Elizabeth II's visit to Yangdong and Hahoe Village in 1999. The hall hosts various photographs and other memorabilia for visitors to look through. However, our true final stop in Hahoe Village was the Samshindang Sacred Tree. Here, an over 600-year-old Zelkova tree stands at the heart of the village, said to have been planted by Ryu Jonghae, the founder of the Ryu clan of Hahoe Village. This Zelkova tree is worshipped as the shrine and dwelling place of the goddess Samshin, hence its name, Samshindang. This folk belief originates from the tale of Grandma Samshin, who blesses the birth and health of descendants. The shrine comforts the minds of many, as if always being embraced by a beloved grandmother. Around this old tree, there are countless white pieces of paper left by visitors who had written down their wishes and tied them to the sacred tree. These notes are brought to the sand beach in front of Puyongdae Cliff on the day of the first full moon of the lunar year. They are burnt, and the people pray for a good year as the ashes fly away with the wind. Thus, the tree serves both as a natural monument and a folk religious shrine, representing one of Korea's best preserved examples of village guardian worship. We were not the only ones drawn to the sacred tree, as many visitors had already gathered around to write their wishes at the time we arrived. We spent some time reflecting on the day and chatting with fellow visitors, before making our own wishes to the goddess Samshin. The location felt very spiritual and calm, with the tree sheltering us from the angry summer sun, blessing us with cool winds and lighter minds. We could feel ourselves re-energized as we made our way out of Hahoe for the day. Although we said goodbye to Hahoe for the day, we still had one spot left on our agenda. After a quick stop at the cafe near Hahoe's entrance, we hopped in a taxi and headed to Pyeongsan Sewon, a nearby Confucian academy. A Sewon is a Confucian academy and the most common educational institute from the Joseon era that was meant to prepare young men for their civil service exams. In this case, they really only served the Yangban elite families. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2019, Pyeongsan Sewon holds about 3,000 books, including a collection of books by Ryu Song-yong. It was originally established as Cheondoksa in 1613 by a few local Confucian scholars to commemorate the recently passed Ryu Song-yong. It was renamed to Pyeongsan Sewon in 1614, based off the mountain that surrounds the Sewon from across the river like a folding screen, or Byonghung in Korean. Pyeongsan Sewon is one of the 47 Sewons that survived Hungseon Daewongun's order for the abolition of Sewons in 1868. The Sewon itself is beautiful, not just boasting enamoring views, but also hosting its own beautiful flowers. It was easy to see how one could become inspired and motivated to learn in such an idyllic location, or perhaps it was easy to get lost in the beauty of the landscape. We spent some time exploring the grounds of the academy and talking with a local man, a scholar if you will, about the importance of the academy and his desire to not have the signs ruin its beauty. We started the second day with renewed energy and a greater appreciation for life after the previous day's events. Taking a taxi, we headed back out to Hahoe for a day full of cultural activities. Before heading into the village, we stopped by the cafe and museum area to take some four-cut photos, or 인생네컷. Hahoe has its own special frame, and we wanted to memorialize our time here and our time as a team. It was lots of fun to put on the various Confucian scholar accessories for the photos, and we recommend it if you find yourself stopping by Hahoe on a trip to Korea. After the brief photo intermission, we entered Hahoe Village proper and settled into our seats for the mask dance performance. For almost 800 years, Hahoe Village has preserved their Hahoe 별신굿 달놀이, a ritual mass dance drama performed during their first full moon festival to pray for peace and prosperity. Originally meant to entertain the guardian deity of the village, Sonamshin, visitors can now enjoy the entertainment themselves for free, as the drama is now performed every day except Mondays, March through December, or every Saturday and Sunday in January and February. The drama unfolds through 8 chapters, including the lion dance, child dancer, and butcher. Characters are represented by their unique carved wooden masks, which represent figures such as monks, nobles, commoners, and women. In total, there are 11 original masks, 4 of which have movable jaws giving greater life and voice to the characters. The drama is accompanied by pungmul music, traditional Korean music typically performed by farm bands. Blending satire and ritual, the drama is meant to portray the corruption and social injustices of the Joseon era, providing a way for the people to air their grievances.
So what did you think of the mass performances?
I thought they were really interesting. It's kind of amazing to see how after all of these centuries that they can still keep this alive. And even though they talked about 3 masks not being there anymore, they still have so many left. And it was amazing to see how well that they operated not only as a whole, but with the musicians and also with the audience. So it was really nice. It was fun.
Shortly after, we made our way back to Monseongjong Forest, which is the site of Hahoe's Hangyu Julbunori set to happen later that night. We had bought our tickets in advance on the website and visited the booth at the front of the entrance to the sandy beach to secure our entrance bracelets. Since it was still morning, the festival was still being set up and not many people had claimed their spots yet. While we could have sat in the many rows of chairs the village provides for this event, we chose to go further down onto the sandy beach to place our picnic blanket and get an up-close view of Puyongdae Cliff and hopefully the Sangyu Julbunori itself. Puyongdae Cliff is situated at the southern end of Daebeksan mountain range and toward the north of Hahoe Village. At a height of 64 meters, the cliff provides astonishing views of the winding Nakdong River and Hahoe Village itself. Puyongdae comes from a classic Chinese tale, with Puyong meaning lotus. Puyong is also said to have been Hahoe's name, as the village's situation within the winding Nakdong River is like a lotus sitting on water. As it was an extremely hot day, and we had already seen all the residences we wished to see, we decided to head back to the cafe and museum area at the entrance of Hahoe Village. There, we meandered through the Hahoe World Mask Museum. Dedicated to traditional masks, The Hahoe World Mask Museum not only features Hahoe's own iconic masks found in the Pyeongchungguk mask dance drama, but various other traditional Korean masks, along with a collection of masks from around the world. Entrance into the museum is free for visitors. We waited out the hottest part of the day at another cafe before returning to the village for the festival. We picked up some dinner from the food trucks parked on the beach and then headed back to our picnic mat to prepare for the show. Sungyu Nori has been lighting up the skies in River of Hahoe for over 450 years. Originally reserved only for aristocrats floating down the Nakdong River on their boats, now visitors from all over can have a chance to witness the spectacle themselves. The show has 4 parts: 뱃놀이, 달걀 붓놀이, 출부놀이, and 낙화놀이. 뱃놀이 sets the tone of the show as boats float downstream accompanied by music and poetry, reminiscing on scenes of Joseon's aristocratic past. 달걀 붓놀이 sees the release of eggshells filled with glowing embers onto the river's surface, hence its name. 출부놀이 has over 1,500 fire pouches strung across the river on ropes, allowing embers to rain down like falling stars. Finally, 낙화놀이 includes flaming bundles of pine branches thrown from Puyongdae Cliff into the rocks and river below, symbolizing release and renewal. We watched in awe as the night sky was lit up with gracefully burning embers and collective shouts of 낙화야. It was a powerful scene of not only release and renewal, but bonding and assurance. Photos, videos, and even discussion do not do the festival and spectacle justice. It is definitely something you must see to truly feel the powerful emotions encompassed by it. It was the perfect goodbye to Hahoe Village and the perfect way to end our visit to both villages in total. We started our journey bursting with energy and could now say we were ending it with energy renewed. Lively could not be a better word to describe Hahoe Folk Village. The village feels alive, bursting at the seams with energy and eager to show you what it has to offer. This felt like a major jump in energy from our visit to Yangdong, which felt slow, calm, and reverent. Both villages are undeniably great examples of traditional folk villages and culture in Korea, but it is unfair to compare them. While Yangdong provides you with a glimpse into everyday life in a traditional village that you can explore at your own pace and make your own conclusions of, Hahoe feeds you this experience on a silver platter. Hahoe is a great way to experience and learn about folk customs, Joseon-era history, and village life in a convenient manner, but it is understandable to come away feeling like it's a bit touristy. Perhaps that is what Hahoe is best at, though. Much like its dazzling Sungyu Nori, it is crackling with energy and alive with flashy memories of the past. We felt so lucky to have been able to visit Hahoe on a day that the Sungyu Nori was being performed. It was an unforgettable experience and so touching to see how alive it still is after so many centuries. While we felt more at peace with the personal stories found in Yangdong, we could not help but be enraptured by the raw emotions coursing through the streets of Hahoe. For me, both villages are similar in concept but seem to portray 2 different images, one calm, one excited. Yangdong seemed quiet, quaint, but very much alive with tradition. You could almost tell yourself it was untouched by outside forces and was just any other village. Hahoe was more bustling and lively. Perhaps the impending festival on the second day we were there was part of this feeling, but Hahoe definitely felt more catered towards tourism or visitation. However, both villages felt like tradition came alive in the modern world, and it was interesting to seemingly get a chance to walk through history personally. Coming from a culture very different from Korea, it was an experience I feel very lucky to have had.
Saying that you can step back in time is not overplaying it when it comes to Yangdong and Hahoe Village. The extreme contrast from our busy solid life was very much welcome. Yangdong offered a postcard to the past, the buildings untouched, and the people having adapted to this quiet life. We can picture young scholars walking up the many hills surrounded by classics. Hahoe has a sharp contrast from the entrance already, with more tourist facilities and many languages mixing together around us. I will never forget the emotion I felt from the festival either. On a personal level, both villages gave me a chance to slow down and reflect, and I hope other people will get to experience this other side of Korea, one of tradition and simplicity, yet full of emotion.
Through this documentary, we wanted to show more than just the scenery. We wanted people to feel what it's like to walk through these villages, to see how history still lives in the everyday lives of the people there. What really inspired us was how both places are still alive. People still live there, keep the traditions, and carry centuries of history with them. It reminded us that heritage isn't just something from the past, but it's something people actively protect and live with today. We hope that whoever watches our documentary can feel that same connection, that sense of respect, curiosity, and appreciation for the stories that came before us and the people who continue to keep them alive.
It was eye-opening to witness Korea's historic clan villages through this trip. Yangdong had a very interesting dynamic, having been managed and sustained by two different clans. The nature there was breathtaking, and despite the heat, it felt like a peaceful retreat and a very much needed break from the bustling city life. Our conversation with the restaurant owner left a deep impression, offering insight into how villagers feel about the future of a clan village bound by family lineage. It made me realize that while it's easy to admire such heritage, preserving it requires much greater effort. On the other hand, Hahoe was very diverse and colorful, showcasing rich cultural traditions like the Seonyu Julbul Nori and Hahoe Pershinggut Taeori. It was particularly interesting to see the difference between mass performances in Korea and Thailand, because in Korea, the Pershinggut Taeori was performed by commoners to satirize the elite class, whilst in Thailand, the Koan dance drama was an art form reserved for the royal court and nobility. All in all, this trip back in time to Korea's traditional historic clan villages was a very special experience that I will forever cherish. And although our documentary could not fully capture the beauty and wonders of Yangdong and Hahoe, we hope that it at least gave a glimpse of their charm and inspired more people to appreciate Korea's rich cultural heritage.